Hello, welcome to Vantage Point. It's my version of my private Google Earth, inspired by WorldView. I've shared it before, and I do intend to kind of share this openly for private use in the near future. But for now, I just kind of like wanted to show you something interesting, which is basically I'm not gonna pretend to be as good in turning this like into a new Google Earth on its own. But then I had an idea because I really love browsing Google Earth per se, just kind of scrolling and checking maps and stuff. So there's two things here that I think are really interesting. I kind of implemented this HOLO mode, which is basically, it turns this into, kind of like into a game, and allows you to fly through the Earth, like in an Unreal, right? So basically, you can go up, you can go down, and then you can fly through the landscape. Because what I did was I took the world topography, like altitude data, and I just kind of applied. Let me slow it down a little bit. And then I applied the textures of the open satellite to it, right? So this means right now that you're, I don't know, let's say you want to go into the Alps here. You go down and you can actually fly. Let me tilt this a little bit, like it's full controls, and I kind of put this little spaceship here. But you can literally like explore terrain in realistic altitude heights. Right, so if you kind of go here in between the Alps, the textures, load. It's not like super crisp, this is all free data and it's optimized for rendering, right? But you can kind of travel the Earth entirely in 3D. So if you think about it, you can explore the world like in a game and fly around. And my next idea here was also like to add 3D models of airplanes, as they're flying, and with boats and stuff, but this part is not yet fully developed. But let's say maybe we can go down here. As you can see, this works really well, right? You just lower it down, like I can fly across Norway, and you can go incredibly fast or you can go a bit slower, and the longer you just kind of wait, the more textures will actually load, and you get a fully realistic 3D Earth. Now, I think this is pretty cool. Like, I have not seen this in Google Earth. There are 3D views, but not on this level, right? Because you can actually go all the way here, and I'm even trying to implement the underwater textures, because as you can see here, there's a lot of texturing data from satellites of underwater, and I'm trying to, make it, ideally, it should work. It's not working yet. All right, it's gonna get fixed, right? It's gonna become very, 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 very interesting. But yeah, you have like basically Unreal Engine controls here, and you can fly through the Sahara desert and really like. The reason why this is cool is because it gives you a realistic idea of what landscapes actually look like. You can go all the way down. Now the resolution for this is about 30 meters, 30 square meters, and you can realistically see what these landscapes looks like. Like you can go down and really understand how something like this works, and you can do this at super low speeds. You can go very slow, or you can literally like fly around the Earth to just kind of understand. It gives you like a full other idea of the distances of some of these places that we watch on the maps, because I did something wrong. Let me see. I have too much speed, and then I go up and end up in space. The reason why I really think this is cool, because, for example, like you saw how long it took me to just fly over the Sahara, right? This is a bit insane, seriously. And you can go to any place on Earth and really understand the textures of it. Now, the one thing I don't have yet figured out is this. It takes a little bit while to load some of these places, but let me for example show you, I don't know, London. Bam, let's go to London. So for a lot of like these Western cities, there's also going to be 3D data of like the cities themselves. So if you think about it, you can literally fly across London and Western cities, and this works for most cities, right? And you can just fly through these cities. Like at some point I might be able to, I don't know, add some data if there's any like realistic textures of this building, but you know, this is pretty awesome, cool. And you can compare the actual skyline of cities to realistic landscape data. So yeah, this is like the one thing. The second thing that I'm working on is basically the historic data. Oops, let me show you this. I'm trying to figure out like historic maps and how they looked on top of like specific known worlds at the time. So this doesn't work fully yet. Like the maps should have been changed realistically, like, you know, to the countries of the era. But this was like an idea that I've had, like to go Roman Empire to really see where the borders were at the time. Medieval, Cassini, colonial worlds, World War II, Cold War. Yeah, just, you know, if you're... anyways, the link is here. If you're interested, you can, you know, go in, check it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you find, what you like, what you don't like. And I will keep working on this. And at some point, I will release this GitHub version. So, you know, you can check it yourself. Work on it. Bring it back as something extra. And yeah, cool. Thank you.